Okay, I have given this so many tries, and I think I just need to roll with what's said because, okay, we're gonna try and do this in one take. Action. Hello, and welcome to Brax one voice at a time. And today's guest is gonna be myself, and I'm gonna be sharing a little bit about my story. Hope you tune in. Thank you. All right, as you all know, we always start off with a quote, and today's quote is: For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about uncertainty, which I think is a very relatable topic, especially right now in regards to like COVID and people in between jobs and financial stability and just the unknown, like not knowing what is next. I really wanted to sort of shift the concept of uncertainty from a more negative light into a more positive light. And so I hope that sort of resonates with some people out here. So I saw a TED Talk by Patrick Wayne, sorry, by Patrick Maine, and he pretty much was talking about what it is I have had in my head recently. He just confirmed that ideology, and it was essentially saying how the unknown is sort of for some people, the unknown is an opportunity for the chance to create or mold opportunities for yourself. And I thought that that was really dope because now, like after graduating college, essentially like growing up, it's always been a path. Path has pretty much been given to you, like for middle school, junior high, high school, college. There's always been like that straight path, and you can take like little detours within it if you want, but pretty much you're on that straight path. But after you graduate, or even like after you graduate high school and you have like the entire world before you, it's like, okay, there are literally infinite amount of different paths I can go. And I think that's what's super scary. But in a way that is sort of a privilege. So I really wanted to talk about the what. I think oftentimes in our head we think about the how and the when, and that is not anything we have control over. What we do have control over is the what. And what is it that you really want to do next? And that can be difficult. How I will be financially stable, or how I will pay off my student loans, or when I will be financially stable, or when I will pay off my student loans is something that I have no clue about. That is the true unknown. But I think you can only take it one step at a time and one day at a time. Um, but the what is very important, and it leads you into creating that path for and of yourself. And that's what I think is so beautiful. So I finished Jay Shetty's podcast with Big Sean earlier today, and it was so beautiful, so powerful. But I specifically love a part when Jay Shetty was talking about how if the things that he wished would have worked in the past worked out, he would not be where he is right now. And I thought that that was super powerful because I was a nursing student for 2.5 years. And I know that if I would have passed my PACS exam, I definitely would have been on the road to nursing school or being a nurse. But I think that while that path was very genuine and what I thought I wanted at the time, it was not what I truly wanted. And what I want now is what I'm doing right now currently. And I think that I'm grateful that it didn't work out. Also, an example was when I wanted to get my poetry book published, and I asked my professor, what can I do, or what are the steps to get that? And he pretty much broke it down like I need to submit little poems to publishing places or magazines and hopefully get accepted. And then once I do that, I can build a like resume or portfolio of these are the areas or these are the places I've been published and this is why I'm worthy of being published with your company, essentially. In that time, like I was not getting any of my work published. No one accepted. And I submitted a good amount. I want to say like 10. And I wasn't discouraged. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm a failure. It was just like, okay, what's next? And eventually I found the path of self publishing. And that's what I ended up doing. And that's the path that I took up. And that's where I'm at now. And I'm very grateful of all the doors that have opened from that journey. Me doing readings and interviews. And like, if I, like, it's just crazy because, like, what if I would have been on that other journey? I probably would not be here right now. I would be on an entirely new route, or probably not even a route. Maybe I didn't end up like publishing a book at all. It's very interesting thinking about uncertainty in a way of like, you don't know all the blessings and opportunities you'll have in the future, but also uncertainty in a way of I can create the future that I want for myself. And in that may come the blessings that are for me. So I am a huge believer in manifestation and visualizing what it is we want our futures to be and eventually becoming and being that reality. Um, but it can be discouraging at times. This is exactly where I want to be in my life, but also in the back of my head, I'm like, is this going to be not worth it, but is this okay? Let me break that down. So it's like we have the social pressures within the society of always needing to be productive and like making money for other companies essentially. And also we have a social subliminal pressure within like black and brown households. I think when it comes to like living or doing things outside of the traditional sense, it becomes super uncertain. If I follow this path that I really love and I know that will lead me to some type of success, whether internally or something that I can see physically, will I be okay in the end? And it's very risky, um, opposed to applying for a job and having a job and it being sort of secure, but having like the risk of like being fired and stuff like that. But it's just like set in stone. Like this is what it is and this is what I'm getting. How do you find that in between? And I know obviously like when the time comes to it, I may have to work a full-time job and do this storytelling on the side, and I wouldn't mind that. But essentially what it is I want to do is tell the stories of people, travel, and just build a world of empathy and love and voice and creation and creativity. And I think all that is possible. But it's like how, when, and I think that's the huge thing with uncertainty. And I think we focus a lot on that and we lose sort of what it is. We lose the gifts of the present. And I was thinking about this recently. What it is I'm asking for is literally what it is I have now. Um, Essentially, I am traveling. Like, I don't travel far, but I'm like going up to Chicago and meeting friends, obviously with my mask on, and filming them and their story. And that is essentially what it is I want. And that is what I'm doing. And I think I'm focused on this big picture when you got to take it one day at a time and you have to realize what it is in the journey of what it is you're doing now. And I think we focus so much on the big picture of what is on the other side of this unknown. And I think we lose track of the journey. And in that journey, we really, I think in that journey of unknown or uncertainty, when you start taking those steps, I think you sort of realize what it is you're doing this for and what it is that you find that motivates you to keep going into the unknown. You know what I mean? And this is what I sort of did today in my journal. I know that I had this anxiety or this thought all the time on the back of my head of like the unknown. And I really wanted to break that apart because I'm like, what is it exactly that I'm uncertain about? What is it that I'm fearing. And I think everything came down to it was literally financial stability and pretty much paying off my student loans, if I'm being completely honest. And I think, is it possible that we sacrifice our dreams and our true desires for survival in this world? Is that crazy? I mean, it's not crazy, but it's like, dang, that is wild. I just had to take a break and really think about that for a second. Okay, but I'm back. But I definitely think that, okay, sort of just mapping out what it is in this clouded unknown that I can actually do next. And what I pretty much decided was like, I'm just going to keep doing this. Obviously, I'm going to keep applying for jobs, but like, I'm not getting hired from any of the jobs. And that goes along with the podcast, Jay Shetty's podcast of I'm so glad that the stuff that I wish worked out did not work out because I would not be here. And so if nothing works out and I don't end up getting the jobs that I've applied for thus far, I'm going to continue doing this and see where it leads me. And I think, actually, I know that something's going to come out of it. Just like, I didn't know that anything would come out of me doing my poetry book, but I'm grateful for what has come out of it. And all I know from this storytelling that I am doing currently, it's building more empathy within other people. But whatever's beyond this horizon, I am totally uncertain about. But like I said earlier, the how and the when is nothing that I can really concern myself about, because it's like I only all I really have control over is the what. And like I said earlier, the what is storytelling, and the what is staying true to what it is I want to do and who I want to be in this world and how I can better help people in this world. That is my what. The universe and God is going to piece together the how and the when and all the worries that I've ever had, I think. But that's why I love the quote in the beginning, because it's like, if it's anything that I know, it's that I don't know anything at all. But like the quote said, seeing those stars above us just makes me want to dream. And that's all we can really do is hope, manifest, pray, dream, seek out what it is that we wish to do, and hopefully everything aligns if it's meant to be. And um, hopefully it aligns for what it is you wish to do in this world. But yeah, I definitely think if you have the opportunity to, or if you have this small pocket of unknown, of uncertainty, maybe create like a little pros and cons list, or a list of what it is, what your morals are or your mission statement is, and discover what the next best steps for that will be to best align that. And I think that's the best advice I can give during this time. Yeah, but if you have the time currently to pursue a career that you always wanted to, or devote time of self-love and self-acceptance and self-discovery, definitely can't hurt. Or if you wanted to, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a huge believer that like whatever's in your head, or whatever vision that comes in your head is for you, and you're supposed to make it come to life. I mean, whatever is like nothing like violent or anything. If what was in my head was to write a song, I should do it. Why not? Who's to say that I cannot? And I think that's huge. That's huge. Okay, I'm gonna say this too, and then we're wrapping it up. But at times, or many times, you may be your only hope into taking or into creating that life or molding that life for you. Like I said earlier, like I was denied many times from publishing places, so I had to self-publish. And even with storytelling, I applied for jobs and I was not accepted those positions either. And so I decided to do it myself. And so at times you are your own hope for for a better life or a life that you desire. And while I have spent time digging and paving the road for myself, I am now sort of enjoying the ride. And that journey, while it is unknown, it is scary at times. I am confident enough to say that I love doing this. Yeah, at times you do have to be your own hope. And sometimes that unknown or the uncertainty may come from within first. Yeah, I think that's power. I think that I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope that this resonated with someone. I know that we are in a time of craziness and confusion and uncertainty. But I think hopefully for some people and hopefully many people we can find pockets of opportunities that we can control. And I hope that whatever it is that you end up controlling in your life, it's to better yourself in the future that your self lies in, your future self lies in. And yeah, once again, this was Brax Will Let You Know, where we are using the voices in this world for the change we need in the world. And it has been a pleasure sharing my little story with you all today. And I hope you tune in next week. And as usual, we do every Sunday. So check in next Sunday for another video. I'm going to be talking about spirituality and spiritual gifts. Um, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you tune in next week. Thank you. As always, much love. Oh, and best of luck with your future journey and your future path down uncertainty and creating that known from that unknown. Thank you.